Kia ora koutou katoa. Hello, this is Lesley Ormsby, and I'm a psychic medium, a healer, a teacher of spiritual and mystical sorts of things, and so much more. And anyway, so part of that so much more is I do these astrological horoscope star sign readings, whatever you like to call them, but do these weekly and or monthly. So this one here for that I'm doing now is a monthly one. However, I'm recording this on the 28th of July 2020. So this will probably blend in, or this will blend in into the month of August reading for you. Okay, so well, August 2020, that is. Just to better clarify that. So anyway, welcome to my YouTube channel, Cancer. So, and I want to say thank you to all of you who have subscribed to my YouTube channel, and also to those of you who have come across my video on Facebook and have followed and liked me on there. So if you have you know, do come across, or you have come across me on my Facebook page, please feel free to subscribe to my YouTube channel as well as to my Facebook page to keep up to date with everything that I'm putting out there. So there's been a lot of changes in my my energy, you could say, and as with a lot of people out there, so it's meant my work is changing and the way that I do it, and you're probably feeling it or seeing it and sensing it in the way that my readings have changed as well, and the messages that are coming through. So yeah, so I'm just rolling with it. So, and you'll probably feel and sense more messages too coming through differently in the way how I used to do it. So, and that's called evolvement. And I feel like there's a lot of evolvement that's going on with you, Cancer, as well, as always, because if we did it, what the hell? You know, how boring would that be, stuck in the same place as we were 10, 20 years ago, even 5 years, 6 years ago, and come to think of it 5-6 months ago, okay? So if nothing has changed, there's something, you know, Spirit is saying there's some sort of resistance that you're going against, which is why some things for you may not be working out as well as you had thought they were going to work out. And I mean, I feel like they're just talking about going with the flow of it, of things. And some of yous, I can sense that, you know, there's been some really tough things that have happened, challenging, you know, life-changing, pretty much in different degrees. Everybody's going through some life-changing moments, okay? So in the way that we're thinking, seeing, doing, because it's all, you know, and how we're behaving, because of, you know, certain things that are happening in the world that have brought about certain things that have happened to us all, and speaking of us all, you as well. Okay, so kind of that's my little Atlantean blurb there, that I'm working with the energy of the Atlanteans at the moment. So they've been very much around me, a lot more than usual over the last few years. So anyway, going back to my introduction. So thank you for subscribing to my YouTube channel and my Facebook page, but also, and I just take this opportunity to subscribe now and or like or follow my page now, so, or both. That would be awesome. Thank you. And also feel free to share the videos as well out to the world, out to the universe. That would be really helpful. And, you know, because you never know who might be benefit from the messages that are coming through in this video. Okay. I also want to say that these reads, the messages that come through are universal. They're not going to resonate with everybody, so they're general and or general, universal, so that's quite open there. So it just, you know, it's like, don't try and make it fit. So the story may not be exactly the same as what the story that unfolds here, pertaining to what is going on with you, but the general theme may be there for you. Okay, so just like I say, just take what resonates, receive what resonates, and leave what doesn't. On saying that, just be mindful that this could be more of a forecast for you, so you may not know. That may be why you don't know, because it's something that's coming up for you. Some of you may have a feeling that, you know, an intuitive feeling that something is coming up. So this could be helpful in the sense that it may, you may get a bit of an understanding or a little bit more clarification on what those, that intuitive feeling may be about. That's coming up for you. The other thing is that some of you, this may be playing out at this moment for you, and it could be good, sorry, excuse my clearing my throat, good information or clarification for you as well. Coming and going into August, and where your next moves are. So and like something, you may be having something that's going on right now, and it's like, okay, and the story might be playing out, but it's like, okay, now I know where my intuition is leading to me for this month of August. That's what I'm meaning from that. Okay, wow. So pardon me, I'm doing a lot of belching and a lot of clearing of my throat, so that is partially me, but it also is, I've just done this meditation because I have got this cold or this that's come up, and through processing, but also through getting caught out in this weather, and I forgot my beanie when I went to go and watch my son play rugby on Saturday, and it turned really cold. It's like, oh, but but I'm saying that I have been doing some processing well, and it's as well. So there's a head cold, and so the sinuses are playing up, but not like they used to. And this may be something that's coming up from you, because for some of you, is where you're processing, and you may be having a cold or getting a cold type, symptoms that are coming up. And so it's just going through the motions with that, and understanding that for a lot of you, not all of you. So please do go check it out if you're feeling like you need to. To check it out at a doctor, because it could be something else. So, and you may need some medication. So, some of you you may need to just write it out and use some natural forms of medication or healing tools for you. So. One of the things I did was this one, because I was feeling quite congested this morning, although my sore throat has gone now, so which is really cool. But I did this meditation, and to help clear some of that the congestion there, or the feeling of it anyway. So, and it's just and it has shifted something. So that's really cool. So what I did was I thought, well, I'll go on YouTube, because there are lots of different, and typed in, a meditation to help clear that. And I found one with some binaural beats that for me was amazing. So just check it out, because they're all something to help you shift through whatever it is, something, a tool, apart from, as well as my lemon drinks, and, with honey and a little bit of sugar. And then I have my tea tree oil, as well as I don't have any eucalyptus oil at the moment. So remembering those sorts of tools, and you may want to do a bath, what they call a bath, when you put the oil in. I also use lemon juice and squeeze lemon in mine as well, and as well as the skin, and grate that into it. So it's all natural healing sort of thing to help clear my passageways as well. Or a neti pot, if you know one of those, for yoga, and I used to use that a lot. So I don't know where my neti pot is now, but I have to go and find me another one. But however, to help clear the sinuses when you're in that space. So anyway, getting onto the ring. So there's kind of, I don't know why I'm saying that, but it's just I've been drawn to talk about it. So it may be that a lot of you are doing something similar to that. As always, there's no rhyme or reason. I'm just going with the flow, which is what Spirit are teaching us to do, is to follow through with our intuition, and not over question everything all the time. It's sometimes it is what it is, and then along the way, when we get going, the answers will be revealed. And 9.99% of the time, we already have an inkling about what is going on. We just don't want to know it. Okay, that could be you. So, and that's all right, because we've all been through that, myself included. The only difference is now I don't, 99.99% of the time I listen to it and follow it through. So, anyway, today, for this month's readings, I'm going to be using the Sacred Earth Oracle deck. this month to bring through. I'm not going to use the crystal cards because I feel the feeling is, in the sense that I'm getting from you know, the planets, the astrological signs, and the energy that at the moment is you don't really need a crystal this month for this reading. That some of the crystals that have already come up may be already helpful for, you know, maybe helpful for you now to going through. So check them out from the other videos that are there if you're unsure of them, what they were. Now, and if you've got some other videos, other crystals, you may have something in there that resonates with you, that is in that bunch that you've got now, okay? So I feel like the energy is really calling on you to listen to yourself, okay? Your higher self. Beautiful. Okay, so we're going to get going now. Oh, the other thing is, if you're wanting to book a reading with me, or a personal one with me, or a healing session to help shift that energy, my details are in the description box below. Also, if you are wanting to, if you don't know what your other signs are, because this read is for Cancer, whether you're watching for Cancer in your sun, moon, rising, or Venus sign, this will be suitable for that, okay? So if you don't know what your other signs are, there is a link in the description box below that will take you to a website that has a free calculator on there for you. Okay, so anyway, productivity is the first card out with the Sacred Earth Oracle deck, okay? So productivity, I'm feeling like there's something, look at this. I've just really noticed that there's that little, the child with the mother, or the auntie, or the grandmother, whatever way you look at it. So for you, how it resonates for you. But also I'm seeing this flower on the side there, like a mandala as well. So there's lots of spiritual connection and clearing in there, I feel, with the sacral chakra, but also in connection with here, because I'm feeling like blue. For some reason I'm drawn to the blue in the background. So and that is really feeling really good with me at the moment. So, and hence why I'm wearing my lapis lazuli today, and it's pushing out stuff and pulling out stuff, and I feel like that's connecting with some of you, or a lot of you out there right now as well. So productivity, so that seems to be the theme for August 2020 for you. That's coming up, Cancer. So it's maybe that your productivity is in, you know, there's an increase. I feel like there's an increase in your productivity, because it may be that this last couple of months or weeks or so, maybe a year's, depending on where you are with your learning or what is going on for you, there's some momentum. It's like, because I'm feeling like more momentum. There's more of a, you've done a healing or a clearing of some sort, especially in this last month. It's like something has like tweaked and shifted, where it's released you to be able to be more productive in a lot of different areas of your life, even though there is something like underlying there that is a sadness there, or a grief thing there that you're still carrying along with you, but it's helping to propel you forward. Because within that, I feel like, you know, with myself and the grief that I went to, within that grief and that sadness, that more so happened to me in a major way. It was, you know, 11 years ago, but there's still an element of that. And it's not that I'm sitting in that grief or anything, because I'm not. But my point is that, you know, there are learnings that we take from that life that help us to navigate our way through in our continuing journey in this lifetime, that we can bring in that learning into what it is, that ever it is that you're doing now, which is exactly what it did with me. It helped me, you know, grow into the Lesley that I am today, a big part of it anyway. So, in the work that I do. Formation. So I feel in saying that, you know, alongside that is that there is something is forming or coming together, but that is like a newer, higher dimensional knowing self of self there. It's interesting the words that I'm using of yourself that's coming through, that's starting to form, and there was something is starting to form within you. So they're going a little bit deeper this month with you and internally in a healing way, because we're all going on some sort of a healing journey, whether we realize it or not, as well as the physical journey. So, and it may be like pushing you past some boundaries and challenging you where there may be some resistance, and it's beautiful, because where there is resistance, there is a learning from that as well. That, you know, it's like, you know, the more we resist something, is not going to quite go how how it could do, and we're not allowing ourselves to let go of control and let things unfold. So there's all that sort of thing. That's what I mean by resistance, because we're so used to being in control of what it is that we feel we need to do or have to do or whatever it is for us, should do. It's kind of, you know, there's that's where there's a lot of learning in there. So, and how you go about doing it. Okay. Because they're talking about the old form, the old way is not working. Okay. It won't work because you're coming into a new you, basically. Or the you that you've never ever let out as much as you could have, or a part of you that's never been let out, that you would have liked to have. So this discovery, but and, you know, outside in the world, and also self-discovery in it. So there's something then, preservation, so which kind of draws, which is interesting about this talking, what they're talking about now is preservation. So you may go through a funny little period, and it's like, you know, what do you need to preserve that's within you and like bring out of you as well. So there is a death to something, but a newness to something else. See, with this baby in the womb there, pardon me, and a death of, you know, because I'm looking at the head, okay, the skeleton here, but also the fingers. But there's an old way of thinking. That's what I'm seeing with that, an old way of thinking, and it's you know, allowing yourself to move into this new way, a new being, a new you, a new earth, a new whatever you like to call it. So, but it's really about you know, your way, or our way of thinking about it. So it's in our own hands, basically. Okay. So you may find that your productivity with whatever is going on is, you know, will increase in August, and it may be starting to now. Because we've had a few months with some retrogrades and things like that, and with all these different planets coming in and going out and moving in and getting a little bit of a break. So you may be in your little bit of a break period at the moment, where things are kind of like plateauing as your process, and you know, like not a flat period, but a plateau. Okay, so it's kind of giving you a little break to be able to, I suppose the word I'm being drawn to is like, you know, get rid of, like, some things may have congested within you, or even like outside of you, but around you as well. So it's like really in that letting it go process from your body, from your mind, so you can leave it there and once and for all. But it's a record, basically. It's a record for the future, should this feeling come back again, and how you were able to work through it or alleviate, blend, you know, learn from it. Okay, so we have the first out the gate today for the tarot cards. Oh, shivers, I forgot to tell you, I've got the tarot cards as well as my angel cards. The angels have brought themselves forward as well. So the first up is the High Priestess from the tarot. So there's a turning point there where some secrets are revealed and mysteries are uncovered with the High Priestess. And I want to say princess too, because I feel like some of you may be living in a prince or a princess dream fantasy world. And so they're bringing out she's bringing out some energy or some, you know, some things there. It's like for you to process with you that actually it's you know, there's something about getting your butt into gear and moving along with things. You know, it's like it's a time for change for you. And maybe you've been doing some healing and stuff on yourself, and you've got into this self-pity mode, and it's like, fuck, I've got to get the hell out of this stuff. And you may be like resisting what you need to do to go and do it. And then maybe that's why this, or why me, or why that, or who that, da-da-da-da-da. So it's like, that's where that processing is with some of you, not all of you, in some way or form it may be, for something that's around you. But it's like the High Priestess is there to help you bring that through. Bring that out, allow that to come out so you can discover it and move on. Holy cow. So that's with her, and she's connected with the moon. So the moon is, you know, fluctuates as well. So, you know, when the moon cycle goes, it brings up stuff for us to sort out. And some of the stuff, it's like, what the frack? Where did that come? I did not think that was a part of my learning. But however, there is obviously a smidgen of it that's tangled up with something else that's brought it out. So it's time, and if it comes up, deal with it, sort it out, acknowledge it, and make peace with it, basically. And then when you do that, you'll have more peace in your heart to continue moving on. And there'll be something else that the universe will, bring for you to unlock and will bring to you, unlock it for you to process and then sort it out. So, which will bring up, so there's something that will come up, which will bring up, because we have the Chariot, a turning point in your life, because we have the Chariot, and the Chariot is around struggle and tension with the Chariot. So with these two here, so it's like there is obviously something, with those two coming up first out the gate, there's something coming up for you that, that you're going to have to make a decision with, okay? And it probably will most likely have to do with money, okay, what you're going to do or how you're going to do it. There may be money that may be, or some sort of finances that may be in there. It's like, it may be questions like when, where, how long. So there could be some contracts or that are coming up, or some ideas that you're wanting to put into place with businesses or work. I'm feeling more like business or projects around the house. And maybe you might be buying a house, or you may be getting a second mortgage on your house or something and you may be looking at doing a second mortgage, I'm hearing, or a second home coming from their first mortgage or something like that, or or selling and upgrading, or there's a few things going on there. But it's like there's this, the Four of Pentacles is about holding on too tightly. So a part of you is able to release something, but another part of you is maybe not, and maybe looking at it's not opening up the purse strings to take a risk or take a leap of faith into doing something, and letting some old way of thinking in there. So there's something about, that's where I feel like this productivity, so something is shifting in the way maybe that you're thinking about money, and opening up the purse strings and not getting caught up in the hype of what what a lot of the world is going through overseas. And so there's some talk with people about fearful about starting this or doing that or whatever. But I think I'm hearing from Spirit, look at it as opportunity, really opportunity. And movement forward, and not getting caught up in other people's fears that are out there, because you're not in their world. You're not in their world is what I'm hearing. You're in your own world, and we are it's like, so that's their stuff, not your stuff, basically. Because then we have the Messenger, which is the Page of Wands, who brings through some creative ideas. So there's something there that, they're, like Spirit is saying, like, I know for me, that's like, they will help you. Your intuition is there to, find a way to move through it. And I feel like something will happen when there's a thought or an idea will come through, and it's like, okay, I can see a way through this now. I can see how we can make this happen. Or see how I can make this happen, and it is going to happen. So it's like making sure that you putting in that beautiful courageous creative passionate energy that you have in there in you. And it's like stepping out. And it's like, I feel like there's a lot of emotion in it, because that's where the creativity comes from, your feelings and emotion, and bringing out that creativity and putting it out there, following your intuition, stepping outside of your comfort zone. But really, because this is, they're talking about, like, showing me about drawing me to emotional connections with yourself and others. So, with any work that we're doing, it's first and foremost with ourselves. And interesting, I've just shuffled the cards, and these two cards have come out. So we have the Eight of Cups, which is you, because, you know, you're Cancer. So, which is you, and there's something about you processing and walking away. There's some sort of regeneration, or you've got enough energy to leave certain things, some things behind you, and keep walking. Even though that hill up there is a little bit bleak, but it's like the emotions are flowing, okay, through. So it's not like you're sitting stagnant and that something is moving. But there's an old way of thinking and believing as well, because the Tower is there as well. So there's going to be a few things, shifts for you in the way that you're thinking about this, like the way of death and how new. I'm hearing death, because the Tower is basically like the Death card in a way, where there is a demolishing and a thinking, you know, of old ways, making way for new things to come in. So, and there's some things that are falling away from you. So it's like there's something shifting for you next month. Okay. Oh gosh, here we go. Look at that. Interesting. Now I've got these 6 cards that have come out. I don't normally take them all, but they've all come out, so they're all telling a story. And interesting, I talk about death and the transformation and change within you. Okay. It's about you, because it's fallen out there. But then we have the Page of Swords. So there's a new beginning in the way that you're thinking, a new beginning, a way of you doing things this month, coming up in the August 2020 more so. And like I say, you may be actually starting to come into that. But then the Queen of Cups comes in, which is you. So whether you're a male or a female, so I'm hearing that, you know, what I'm feeling from the Queen of Cups is that you become more in control of your emotions and your feelings, and have more of an understanding and a deeper understanding, which is giving you creating a, you know, within you a better a relationship within you, and how you relate to others within the family, I feel, but in the way that you work as well. I feel the way that you work with people, depending on what you're doing, is very different. When in the sense, in the context, and how you explain it, but it's in your energy as well, and people will notice a difference. There's just something more, something out there. Notice the tweak, you could say. And then there's something to do, you know, it's like, with the 9 of Wands, inner strength. So it's like you've worked, there's been a lot of inner strength, you know, in getting getting yourself to this place. So it's about acknowledging that, which comes through in the way that you work. People notice it, but that's something that you will teach or share with others that are around you. But then, you know, and how you set yourself free. But from becoming, because this is what this card is about here. It's the 8 of Swords, you know, so in which you have been in. So there's this, for some of you, it will be a teaching role, and some of you, I feel like this is just a story playing out, or not just a story, I should say, you know, but it is kind of like, just a story that's playing out for you, or could play out for you this next month. And you, or like I say, you may be in it. It may be in it right now. So there is this is, the 8 of Swords is about having difficulty in freeing yourself, basically, from restraint. And of course, the Swords is about thoughts. It's about words and actions and the life challenges that you are in, communication. So, in making decisions. So there's something about making decisions as well, and asserting your power for you. So there's all this. This is like coming like through that way. Cool. And then we have the Lovers, which is love and choice. So there could be something, not so much lovers as in a romantic lovership, but I feel like this is more about you loving yourself and others for who they are, okay, for who you are, and the experiences that you've been through. But I do feel like that some of you, you know, maybe that your partner, there's a new or a different way of looking at your relationship, where you may have been apart for some time, maybe still in the house for some of you, but some of you may have been apart or separated, and realize that actually, where you are with each other. So some of you may return to this lover relationship, but some of you, it may return in the sense of friendship, acknowledgement in that sort of way, even though you may not return to each other as in a relationship. But others of you may not actually have been apart as such, but it may be still living together, or, you know, as such, but it may be just your energy is apart through whatever is going on. So there seems to be some sort of reconnection in a way, in some way with everybody, but not necessarily a parting of ways fully. But some of you, it may be, you know, some of you, I feel like there's this whole process, and especially in these last cards, is allowing yourself to be open to the door, to be, you know, leave or let a lover in, or leave a lover out. That doesn't make sense, but something, there's some sort of a change. So whatever that means for you with this. Cool. Anyway, I'm going to leave it there because I feel like that is, because it's nothing else. It's gone dead silent. So I hope that makes sense for you. And I'm pretty sure it will make sense for some of yous. Anyway, so yeah, drop me a line. Leave me a comment, or let me know how that went for you. That'll be really cool. Anyway, I shall see you next week with the weekly and following up from this. So through the month of August 2020. And anyway, I'll see you next Tuesday, and with my team and I, my spiritual team and I, and the energy of Cancer will leave you with lots of love, peace, harmony and joy, excitement and adventure. Bye for now.